Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is DahMaria. Hey girl, hey. Today we're going to be doing a story time. As for y'all that don't know, I do have a 4-month-old baby, and I just want to let y'all know like what all I've been through from my finding out I was pregnant, to having him, to postpartum, to now. So yeah, go ahead, grab your popcorn, grab your juice, grab whoever you need to grab to watch this video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel before you leave this video. So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this labor and delivery story time. Okay, y'all, so I got some notes in my phone just so I can stay on track and it won't be all over the place, if that makes sense. So let's start from when I found out I was pregnant. Okay, I found out I was pregnant on September 23rd, 2024. So I found out I was pregnant September 23rd, 2024. I was very excited. Of course, I've had planned my pregnancy, and I knew that I wanted a boy, and I knew around the time that I wanted to get pregnant. So I found out I was pregnant on that day, and you know, everything was good or whatever. I didn't really feel like I was pregnant until like after my birthday. My birthday is October 3rd, so like 2 or 3 weeks after I found out, that's when it actually started to kick in, my symptoms and everything. So one of the first symptoms I got when I was finding out I was pregnant is like I used to get real nauseous. I used to work for I used to drive buses, so it was kind of like the motion sickness from the bus used to have me so like sick. Like the motion from the bus used to have me so sick. So it's like, that was weird because prior to that, I had already drove the buses for a year and that never happened to me. So I'm like, okay, I know that I'm pregnant, so I'm not surprised that this stuff is going on. So the first time before I took the test was nosebleeds. I'm not a girl that have nosebleeds. I've never in my life had a nosebleed, not even one. So when I had a nosebleed one morning, I was driving the bus and my nose just started bleeding out of nowhere. So I called my child's father at the time, and I let him know like what's going on, and he was like, okay, just come home. So I came home, boom, rested the whole day, and the next day I went back to work, and I felt fine. It was nothing. So time passed. I was still feeling sick, but I had to go to work because we had just moved into an apartment together and bills had to get paid. So I was working. I worked up until October 24th. I worked up until October 24th because my job told me that they could not put me on, like, what do they call it? They couldn't give me like no easy work to do. I had to drive buses. And at the time, that really wasn't something that I could do because I was throwing up while clients was on the bus, and it was just too unprofessional for me. And I didn't want to, you know, mess up the company's reputation by something personal that I already had going on. So I tried to get a note from my doctor telling him to put me on I don't know exactly what it's called, y'all, but I'll post the letter somewhere right here. Yeah, so I asked y'all if y'all can read the letter, but I asked him to basically put me on leave to where I couldn't do no heavy lifting or anything. Mind you, they do have services within the company that I could have did to prevent from, you know, having to quit, like leave the job in general. So anyways, fast forward. On the 24th, they let me go. They said, with this note, there's nothing we can do. You have to work. Like, I had to drive the buses, and I was in between putting the health of my child and my health in between having a job. So of course I put the health of my child before having a job. So I did what I had to do. They did tell me to file unemployment, which I did, and then it went from there. So yeah. So when I say the health of my child, I mean like bleeding on the bus, like vaginal bleeding. I'm sorry, y'all. This is probably TMI, but vaginal bleeding on the bus. I used to wheel clients in a chair, and that straining my body, it just had me bleeding. So me, this being my first pregnancy, I don't know anything about that. So when I seen the blood, I literally panicked. I went to the doctor, got the note, he sent it over, and they just didn't want to do nothing about it. So I left the job October 24th. Mind you, at the time, it was so much going on, like, I didn't even know what else to do at that point. So I'm at home just stressing and putting more stress on the baby. I'm damn near depressed at this point because I don't know what I'm going to do as far as my living situation. You know, my child's father was working on and off at that time, so he didn't have a stable job, but he was working and helping with income, which I'm thankful for. But, you know, once I lost my job, which is majority of what needed to be paid, it was just like, you know, what else do I do? So fast forward October 21st to Christmas, I moved back home. Okay, I moved back home. My pregnancy was fine. Everything was good. During the time that I moved back home, like, my body was just adjusting to the pregnancy because I got just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. My back was hurting so bad, stomach was hurting so bad, and I started to drop. Now, that took a physical toll on my body because, like I said, this is my first child, and I never carried a baby. It was kind of like, okay, well, this is what it's going to be. This is what it is. Like, there's nothing I could do about it. I was already 5 to 6 months pregnant. I only had about 4 or 5 months left that I had to do. So I was in and out of the hospital during my pregnancy only because I was trying to rush my pregnancy, y'all. I wanted the baby out of me so bad. Like, oh my God. He was heavy on me, my back, my shoulders, everything was hurting. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't walk. So at 36 weeks, my doctor put me on bed rest. And at 39 weeks, I got induction. That was my induction date at 39 weeks. So my original induction date was May 20th. So I expected my child to be here by May 21st. So as that time came closer, they waited to the last minute to schedule my hospital visit. So they said that they didn't have an opening until May 22nd. That's 2 days after what I thought, but hey, everything happened for a reason. And I just accepted it. I just wanted him to come. I just wanted my son to be here already. So on the 22nd, we went in for induction. They put me on IV and gave me not Pitocin, but they gave me another pill to help me dilate. I don't know what it's called, y'all. My mind is just all over the place right now. But they put me on that medicine, and you know, I started to dilate. My contractions started to come, but they wasn't coming like, you know. So I got some sleep, blah, blah, blah. And the doctor came in, and she was like, okay, yeah, we're going to start the Pitocin. That way we can try to break your water if the Pitocin doesn't help. So they gave me the Pitocin, and y'all, the contractions started getting higher and higher and higher. And I was just like, you know, from a pain level of 1 to 100, the pain level was 101. Like, honestly, it was horrible. But when I had finished, like when the pain had stopped, because it was on and off. When the pain had stopped, I'm like, okay. I laid down, boom, my water broke. Me and my child's father was laying next to each other, and he had to get out the bed because it was everywhere. So at that point, they raised the Pitocin to keep the labor going. Okay, so fast forward to a couple hours later, right? I'm asleep, and all of a sudden my OBGYN doctor come in, and she tells me that my baby cord is wrapped around his neck. So at that point, I'm like, how did that happen? Like, what's going on? He was just fine. His heartbeat is still fine. I can hear it on the monitor next to me. I'm like, what's going on? So they're like, his heart rate is dropping. We're gonna have to probably turn you over side to side, flip you upside down, all kind of craziness that I did not want to do because I'm already hurting. Like, I did get my epidural before that, but it's like I could still feel the pressure. Like, it just wasn't just nothing going on. I still could feel the pressure. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm doing whatever I could do to make sure that he gets here safely. So I turn over on my left side, my right side, lay down on my back, y'all. Nothing helped. So I was just asking her, I'm like, how did that happen so fast? He was just fine the last time the nurse came in to check if I was dilated. And she was like, yeah, that normally happens when the baby get in distress. I didn't understand how my child was in distress. I was asleep. Like, I was asleep, y'all. I don't understand how he could have got into distress. I was literally sleeping. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I wasn't stressing about nothing. I wasn't worried about nothing. But that's what they said, so I just went with it. Again, I tell y'all, this is my first pregnancy. And it was just like, it came to a point where I got scared. Like, oh my God, like, what's happening to me? Are they trying to do something to me, y'all? I panicked. I started crying and hyperventilating. My mom, my mother-in-law, and my best friend was in the delivery room with me. And it was just like, everybody was trying to calm me down because at that moment, I honestly thought that I was going to lose my son. Thank God that I didn't, but that was my thought at that moment. So, she said, my doctor said that, okay, well, the flipping and turning didn't work, so we're going to have to call an emergency C-section. Mind y'all, I don't recall no, like, they never, every time the lady came in, the umbilical cord didn't ever get wrapped until the doctor came in. Don't quote me, but I think they were just trying to rush my delivery because it was a weekend. It was a weekend, and it was like early during the day, like 11 something, 12, she probably came on her lunch break and was like, okay, let me go ahead and deliver this baby. That way, after that, I don't have to come back. Or whatever the case was. I don't know, man. I'm over-exaggerating, but that's just how they made me feel. Like, I was not comfortable at all during my labor and delivery. I just wasn't. I didn't feel safe, and it was just all over the place. So, we heard about the C-section. I instantly just started crying because it was just too much going on. Now, at that point, if the umbilical cord got wrapped, then I would understand because y'all got me stressed out and worried about my child. So I eventually calmed down. I'm like, okay, God, I have to do this. So just let everything go right with me and my child. I prayed with my grandma, and that kind of made me feel better. So we get ready for the procedure. I'm laying on the table. Y'all know they have me, well, for y'all that don't know, they have you spread your arms out. I don't know what for, and then they put more medicine in the IV. I don't know if the medicine's supposed to numb me or put me to sleep. It kind of numbed me a little bit, but it did not put me to sleep. So I'm up the whole time that they doing the procedure. My child's father is next to me. I'm asking them, can you see what's going on? I can't see what's going on. They cut me. I'm feeling them tugging on me. And it was just very, 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 very too much going on, y'all. I couldn't take it. So I asked the doctor, I said, the little nurse that was over my head, you know, and I asked her, I said, is everything okay? Like, what's going on? They're not saying nothing. All I feel is them cutting and tugging. So I'm like, what's going on? So eventually the baby came out. My child came out, he was not crying. Instantly, when he came out, I heard them say the time and the date that he came. I didn't hear him crying. So I'm instantly like, what's going on? What's going on? Is he okay? Now, mind you, they trying to tell me to be still so that they can close me back up or whatever. I don't care about that at this time. I'm trying to make sure my baby's fine. So eventually, like 5 minutes after that, I'm still saying the same thing. Where's my child? Is he okay? He not crying. So eventually, they got him to start crying whichever way, and he was crying. So I told him, can you bring him to me so that I can see him? Doing the procedure of them putting me back together, because I just wanted that confirmation that he was okay so I could calm down. You know what I mean? As a mom, just knowing that my son was okay was enough for me to be like, okay, I can calm down now. Everything will be okay. They brought him to me. He was crying, screaming. As soon as he touched my face, he just stopped crying. Like, I kissed him. I said, okay, mom's here. It's okay. And I told him, okay, you can go ahead and take her and do what y'all need to do. So, fast forward to the recovery room of the C-section. Now, they had us sitting there for 3 hours, y'all. I don't know if that's normal, but that's a little OD for me. That's OD. Like, you got me sitting up in this bed for 3 hours. I guess they said they had to monitor him. They had to monitor him before we went to the postpartum room or whatever. So, that's fine and all. I really didn't care. So, I'm like, okay, that's cool. He right here with me. So, long as y'all don't take him off nowhere, because, baby, they switching kids and all that. I don't have time. I don't. So, anywhere that he went without me, my child's father was right behind him. So, he was laying in the little bassinet bed, and I'm laying in the hospital bed, and we just sitting there. We sat in there for 3 hours. Mind you, my family, everybody is waiting for us in the waiting room. They didn't know that it was going to take 3 hours. I don't think nobody told them that it was going to take 3 hours. But it took 3 hours. So after the 3 hours, I got in my room, and I mean, I felt fine knowing that my family was there and my child was here safe. I feel fine. Now, during my stay at the hospital, I eventually, you know, he had tests ran on him. Everything was fine. The only thing that was they said was wrong was he had jaundice. Now, my baby came out as a very bright baby. I'm going to show y'all right here. He came out as a very, very bright baby. And he was just bright. I'm dark-skinned. His dad dark-skinned. He was bright. So, it had to be in this in the bassinet with a blue light on him and a little cover over his face and all of that. So, you know, 2 nights he was in there. The first night he was in there, you know, I was fine with it because I still needed to get sleep and try to recover myself. Now, after I started to walk and he was in there, you know, I tried to get him or whatever. And my nurse just was very rude about the situation. Like, no, leave him in there. He has to be in there with the blue light. Leave him in there, mom, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, ma'am, he's crying. Like, I don't know if he's hungry or need change. Like, can I at least just check on him? No, it's okay. I'll do it. Like, I understand she's a nurse. And I understand she probably meant the sweetest thing ever. But me, as a first-time mom, I need to consider my child first. Is he okay? does he need something? Does he need me? Does he need a doctor? Like, that's what I was thinking. And I don't want to sound like I was being bitchy the whole time, because I definitely wasn't. Like, I was understanding about a lot of stuff, but it's just some stuff didn't make sense to me. It really didn't. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. So the next morning, he woke me up out of my sleep just screaming, like screaming. And okay, I gave them time to come in. During that time, they took too long. So I took it upon myself to get up and get my baby out of the bed and put him in the bed with me. Mind you, I still had the blue light on him when he was in the bed with me. I don't know what was the difference, but she said that I wasn't supposed to do that. I had him in the bed with me. I fed him and changed him, and he stopped crying. She came in and said the same thing. Mom, why you took him out of the thing? And I'm just like, ma'am, he was crying. I don't know about you, but I'm not finna just let my kid just stay in there and cry. I understand he a newborn baby, that's what they do, but I know the difference in his cries. That fast, y'all. After 2 days of him being here, I know the difference in his cries. If he hungry, if he's sleepy, if he gotta pee, poop in his diaper or whatever it was, I knew the difference. So anyways, we got discharged from the hospital. I'm just fast forward to that. Came back home. Everything was okay. Stayed up during the night with the baby, and my child's father had him in the mornings when he didn't work. Now, when he did work, of course, I had him most of the time because that's just what I did, and I didn't mind it. So, I think when baby boy turned a month and a half is when things took a turn, like, on my part. My body shut down completely. I was passing out. I was sleeping, and they hardly couldn't wake me up. Like, nobody in my family could wake me up. I didn't have no appetite, so I wasn't eating. And I just wasn't myself, so I just lay down all the time. Literally, all the time. All I did was lay down. So that was from, I'm going to say, from the end of April to the beginning, to like 4th of July weekend, because I remember that's when I actually started to pick up the pace, start eating and stuff like that. So from the end of April to 4th of July weekend, I didn't take care of my son. My mom took care of my son the entire time, from changing the bottle from making a bottle to changing the diapers, to putting him to sleep, to giving him medicine if he needed it or anything. Like, she did all of that for me. So I really can say that I thank God for my mom and my siblings that helped as well. Like, everybody that helped me during that time, my child's father as well. It's just like, I don't know if I could have, did it without them, because when I wasn't physically able to even hold my son, like, holding my son, he felt like a center block. Now, mind you, at that time, he only probably like 8 pounds. He felt like a center block to me. Like, I couldn't hold him. When I did hold him, I got sick. Like, y'all, it was too much going on. So I went to 3 doctors within 1 weekend. And they told me I had a condition, some kind of sickness that I had. When I'm like, okay, is it a cure to it? There was no cure, so I had to just go through it until, my symptoms went away, which what I did. And 4th of July weekend, I was good. I wasn't 100%, but I was at least at 85 or better. So from that day, from 4th of July to now, y'all, so I still be having like my body, if I move too fast or do too much at one time, I get out of breath. and my it's like my uterus start hurting, y'all. I don't know if it's because of me having a C-section, but I did stay in the house for my 8 weeks. I didn't cut it or nothing. I followed all of the postpartum directions, and I feel like I still am recovering to this day. Like, my scars healed. My scars healed. My baby is healthy. It's just sometimes when I overdo something, like if I'm cleaning up, I get tired. My back start hurting. My stomach start hurting. Y'all, I don't know. It's just like after having a child, I'm not the same person, which I understand because I'm a new person with my baby. Like, I don't expect to be the same woman that I used to be before he came. So now I'm going to show y'all my C-section scar. And I don't know if YouTube is going to let me keep this in a video. Actually, no. I'm not going to show y'all my C-section scar. If you want to see my C-section scar, DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is I am the greatest. I'm going to put it right here at the bottom of the screen so that y'all can message me and that we can talk further about it. I don't want to get my video flagged about anything else. So yeah, y'all, that's my C-section horror story, y'all. Like, it was it was a lot going on at that time, and I honestly can thank God about bringing me through, you know. And honestly, I don't think I'll have any more kids in the future, just for the simple fact of what all I went through at the time of having Zaire. He is the most beautiful baby boy ever. Like, I couldn't ask for a better son. But I just feel like, me personally, I don't want any more kids as of right now, y'all. So if I have any more kids in the future, please make sure y'all clip this part of this video and send it to me. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video right here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And yeah, my name is DahMaria, and I am